rest takes 4 words. I am the best. All praise church. The best, just admit it. Can't live without me, so you gotta live with it. I got a split, so let me hear you shout. Church, you the best. That's right, yo, I'm out.
I am the best. I am the best. I am the best. Worship me, you know you want to do it. I am a god among orbs. I am the best.
Flying toward the sky, waiting for my ride.
Insane, breakneck pace, no brakes, full speed ahead on this chase. Goons nipping at my heels, move my wheels, cause I'm not trying to get killed. Ooh, what I'm gonna do? Me and the crew, one false move, we through. Stress level high, it's full court press. Can't guess wrong, the result is death. Adrenaline filled like a kid needing Ritalin. Gotta get away from this bullshit middleman. Push to the max, no time to relax. Cause if we ain't swift, we facing the axe. But I ain't trying to hear it, float like spirit. Finish line coming, I feel it's getting near it. Can't stop now, yo, we almost there. Unaware of what awaits us in the air. Safe on the back of the truck, now we ride through the streets, talk about good luck. Man, that was tough, jumping off the building, but if we didn't do it, then our time was up. Never that though, I'm just too swift, blessed with a gift that flows from my lips. Still represent, still talking that shit, still hit your chest like the blast from the fifth. Ain't no stopping, I'ma keep it popping, rolling and rocking, pure hip hopping, soul like rocking. You know I got plenty, I'm a C-note dog, and you more like a penny. Jeff sent the text, asked for the best, so I step right in, put flames to the test. Burn it down from dusk till dawn, rise from the ash, and then I'm gone.
chicks think about Tootsie Roll Pops, how many licks? Every time that a girl walks by, I can't help but first I see her face and I see her waist and I see myself back at her place. What? I'm so alone out in this canyon. Not one single girl in this canyon. Oh, quick canyon. So come and see me if you need an companion. Everybody think I'm so handsome. If you in trouble, girl, I could pay the ransom. Need a song, shit, this is your anthem. When I see the ladies, I say, wow, chicka bow wow. When the ladies see me, they say, wow, chicka bow wow. 'Cause they know I treat them right. Wow, chicka bow wow. When I think about you, I say, wow, chicka wow wow wow. 'Cause I know you're out of sight. On Blue Team, we do things a little bit screwy. Your girlfriend is my girlfriend, just like in a movie. Not one you rent on Friday, but one you rent by the highway, at the truck stop or the bus stop, with the sexy stuff, with the X's up. Now your time is up, and my mind's made up. Get here quick so I can wind you up. I'll turn out the lights and take it slow. Pull out my sword and make it glow. You know I could use a good lady. Take care of my alien baby. So come on, girl, take your men to get lost, 'cause you know I wanna see you with your helmet off. When I see the ladies, I say, when the ladies see me, they say, when I think about you, I say,
Hey! Welcome, everybody, to the Red vs. Blue Season 12 finale live stream. Golf clap. That was nice. That was very polite. That was good. That was like the fucking golf clap, Chris. Pay attention.
I can't clap with this in front of me.
Oh, yeah? Oh, just do, there you go. So you got it. Thank you so much for joining us today, guys. There's my camera. My name is Miles Luna. I'm the writer-director of Red vs. Blue Seasons 11, 12, and the voice of Felix. And with me today are...
I'm Kyle Taylor, assistant director on RVB 12 and the voice of Matthews.
I'm Chris Dyke, lead animator on Red vs. Blue Season 12 and voice of a miscellaneous soldier somewhere in the series.
I love that guy.
Yeah. I'm Josh Nellis. I'm a machine mater.
And several miscellaneous people.
There's so many miscellaneous people. We should go through all the miscellaneous people.
Okay, yeah.
Soldier number 5, soldier number 5B.
And we have...
And I'm Burp Burp Duncan Snack, the community manager at Rasheath and voice of Katie Jensen.
Oh shit, we're gonna have to change the credits.
Wow. We totally misspelled your
Burp
name.
Duncan Snack.
So it's funny that you talk about the credits. In the craziness that wore like the last few weeks of Crunch,
Where we didn't leave the office.
where we didn't leave the office for
a
a
while.
week and
Yeah.
however long. So the last thing we had to do were credits for the movie.
It's
and
always the
it's
last
always the
thing
last
we
thing.
do.
No, shut up.
We're going down the checklist of stuff we have to complete, and it's just like, okay, movie, done. Trailers, done. And then all the way at the bottom, literally, is credits, and it's the last thing you see, too.
So we made it all the way to the DVD testing phase, which at that point means you just watch the movie over and over and over and over again.
You're trying to break the DVD.
Yeah,
essentially.
and yourself mentally.
We're already broken by that point.
And it's like it's a weird phase because you're so close to being done, but this is like it's so important. You just have to sit down and watch the movie to make sure that nothing's wrong. And there were 3 times where we go, all right, I think we got it. Shit, Chris Demiris' name is spelled wrong, so we have to re-export the entire movie, then watch it again to make sure that there's nothing wrong with the export. Get really far with that version, and then fuck, Jordan Swear's name is spelled wrong. Do it again, and then on the last time that we everything looks solid. I was just watching it one morning, and I just go, oh, you've got to be fucking kidding me. Dan wasn't in the credits for Donut, so I had to redo that. That was
Pretty big
really
deal.
close.
I
That was
remember,
a
I
pretty
think
big
it was
deal.
you telling me that, and you're like, do you think anybody's gonna notice? And I was like, nah.
You called me while I was sitting in traffic, and you were like, we got to get Donut in there. Is there anything you can do? And I'm sitting stuck in traffic, and I'm like, I can't. Call Josh.
Must drive to office. It was nuts.
Just every DVD, just like scribble in like Dan plays Donut.
It's like bad MS Paint.
Yeah.
Like,
Smiley face.
so holy shit, man! I can't believe this is the end.
Yeah,
we made it to the end of the season, you guys. Congratulations to us! Yay!
Yay!
And thank you everybody at home that's been watching along with us. It's been incredibly fun reading the comments every week, and the feels were apparently strong this season because that's like every other comment.
What were
The
some of your
feels.
favorite comments? Like off the top
My
of your head.
favorite
Yeah.
comments. My favorite comment is, Miles. First of all, how dare you? That is my favorite comment that I saw on like every other episode. That and we must protect X character at all costs.
Yep.
Was a good one.
Saw a lot of protect Katie Jensen at all costs.
We must protect Jensen.
And I was
Yeah,
like,
that was
I
a good
agree.
one. What about you?
Protect her.
I don't know, man. I can't like pick one off the top of my head. Just seeing like
I can't dish it out
what-
without being able to receive Kyle.
My favorite comments are always the ones where it's just like you can see somebody's feels just splattered on the page of just like them just hitting any key on
Everything's
the
all
keyboard.
caps,
They're just like,
misspellings.
and because something happened. Like,
Did you guys have like favorite comments or anything for this season?
The ones that were cliffhanger and in comments were just like, ah!
oh, I love it when people call you Miles R. Martin.
I killed 2 soldiers in the second episode that each had like one line.
But you still got attached to them. You, like,
yeah, I guess you get.
Use extra large, sir.
Yeah, that was
Chris Damaris
yeah,
there.
that was fun. That was Chris and Jordan. That was a lot of fun.
We have a lot of people disliking Felix in the comments.
Oh really?
Yeah, people
oh,
on
I can't
the
imagine
YouTube
why.
stream. They're just
That
like, I
guy
hate
is a
you.
dick, man. It's fun. It was fun knowing from season 11 that Felix was going to be evil, and seeing fans when he was first introduced. Like one of my favorite fan art bits that I ever saw Felix was Felix holding a balloon that he found, and they were both like happy. It's like, I drew Felix holding a balloon. Look, they're so nice together. And I was just sitting there thinking, you have no fucking idea what's coming. That was a lot of fun. And I don't know. It was fun not playing like a dorky, nerdy guy for the first time ever.
So
that was
yourself.
nice. Yeah, it's fun not being myself, I guess. Letting the darkness come out. But yeah, dude, we it always feels like every season we're right up to the last minute, and
course.
this one was no
Just
exception, man. The
in it during crunch time. I was actually going to mention one of my favorite moments during crunch was Carrie Shawcross went out and bought the Blu-ray pack of all the Fast and Furious movies,
Yeah,
and we
dude.
watched them all. We skipped 3, obviously, because it was the bad one. But when we got, sorry,
from
Meg, but we did watch it at the very
I
end.
demanded that we watch Tokyo Drift.
We actually
You're
watched
welcome.
it
We
in
did watch it.
chronological order if you go back. So
Yeah.
it's all good. It was all good. We got to see DK do his
Yeah,
thing.
DK doing it. Yeah,
Drift
that was
King.
fun.
Yeah.
That was a lot of fun. You guys also set my my email notification sound to that clip from the Fast and Furious trailer.
It's not in the movie.
Yeah, but not today. That's my email sound now, and it's never leaving.
Oh man, and there's
Before
a,
that,
At least
before
not
that, it was
today.
something else though.
Oh,
we had to
that
do
was
we had to do a
wonderful.
pickup with
That was
Paloma
great.
with Carrie for one episode, and we were loopy from Ruby.
When
and
you get
RVD
into the
Crunch.
booth, you want to have a little bit of fun. You know, you gotta actually warm up the mic and like test levels and,
and
stuff
yeah,
like
and
that.
it's good to
you
just
do,
get
like,
stuff out. Like
crazy
I did,
stuff.
I had to do a Jean pickup, and it was like right after like a project had failed for RVB or something. So I just went into the booth and was just shouting angrily as Jean and cursing and stuff. But Carrie comes in, and I go, "Can you give me a sound check?" And he goes, or something like that.
Like, he was just
What?
like moaning.
It's on my desktop. I will show. I actually put it on Isilon
No,
in
no,
case
I don't
people
think
want
I
it.
need to
was
hear
funny
that.
Up during a
because
meeting.
Yeah, it did. Patrick
Came up
Rodriguez
during a
knew
meeting,
it was
yeah.
there, and during one of our Monday meetings, sent me an email from his phone, so it would go off during the meeting. I think only the achievement hunters heard it. But,
everybody near Miles's desk actually heard the sound effect go off, and it was great.
yeah, it is no longer that sound, just because
it was
Dang.
quiet
Vin
enough
Diesel's
that
much
like
better.
people towards the middle didn't know what they heard. So
Yeah.
he like as Matt's going down like his notes for going over like what the meeting's all about, he actually kind of stops and was like, "Did I hear what I thought I heard?" And I'm just gonna run over it. So
I'm sure Miles has heard Carrie moan many times before.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
The late nights at the office.
Wink. So Babs, you are manning the Twitter feed and
I am.
comment feed for us tonight. And if you have any questions that you would like to ask, you can tweet at us with the hashtag RVB12.
Hashtag RVB12.
Yeah. Do we have any questions lined up?
Yeah.
All right. What do we got?
Was going from season 11 with no animation to a season that uses it very, very well a nice change of pace, or did it screw you guys?
A little bit of column A, a little bit of column B. From a writing standpoint, having animation was fantastic. Suddenly you can have, Griff drinking a Slurpee or, flipping the bird, or you can do a lot more visual comedy.
Yeah.
And it's fun, and you can also do more dramatic stuff. Like I did the mocap of Felix for episode 18
Yeah.
and played off a view for the Felix Tucker scene.
Yeah, I was Griff and that's or not Griff.
you were Tucker, and yeah, it was-
even though Tucker didn't do a whole lot, but
It was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And moments like that, I think animation really, really helped out.
Mm-hmm.
From a production standpoint, it was really, really difficult. That was the biggest. You learn something with every production that you're
Mm-hmm.
on. That was what I learned about the most this season was just how complicated and difficult working with animation can be.
You have to be really specific when you're giving notes on animation. There were a couple of episodes where you had to go out and actually tweak and write the last bit of the season. So I had to like give notes and actually take the helm on a few episodes without you there.
Yeah, there were several episodes
Yeah.
where I was just like, Kyle, I love you. Please direct this. I have to go. I'll be back.
Yeah, and then like there were animated sequences in that, so I had to like watch them and give notes. And when I would give notes, it was like literally only what I would say, and there would be like, oh, you think there are lots of little movements that the animator's not going to know to put in unless you actually say.
You have to be
it.
very, very specific. And I think the hardest thing for me was with the last season that we did when it's all machinima. Machinima is something that we all understand really thoroughly at this point. Even Josh, I mean, after working a season, you know it like the back of your hand. It's just like it's like riding a bike.
Yeah.
You can now play inverted.
You can now play inverted, yeah. But
The master way to play.
No.
are you an
Master
inverted
way to
person?
I am absolutely an inverted person.
You're an awful
I'm by
Sorry.
by control. I'm by. I can do both default
You're
and
bye bye
inverted.
birdie.
We'll be looking
So,
forward to your fan art of Miles being by.
I will not. Phone. Nico. Oh, shout out to Nico, by the way. I'm not going to answer this phone call because I'm in the middle of something, but I love you for all the fantastic
You should
music
answer
that
and
you
put
did.
him on the microphone. On speaker.
Yeah.
Hey, Nico. Hey, you're on a microphone right now because we're doing a live stream for RVB. How are you? Do you want to say hi to everybody?
I'm driving. Hello, everyone. How you doing? I'm driving.
Hi. Can I call you back later, Nico?
Yeah.
I love you for all the beautiful music that you made.
I love you for all the beautiful music you made me do.
We love you, Nico.
Love you, Nico.
Bye, Nico.
Bye-bye.
Nico of Trocadero.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Classic.
Yeah, we should talk about music in a minute, but before we get away from animation, the hardest thing was with machinima, okay, we're working on next week's episode. We have our shot list here. We're working together.
Sometimes we have a shot list.
Yeah, sometimes we have a shot list.
Yeah.
But you're working right here, right now, and we know what's coming up. But then once you take into consideration, if we're working on episode 6 and episode 10 is coming up, we have to think. We have to split our brains because we're doing a shot list for episode 6, and then also the animators can't do anything until we get them plates for the sequence. So we have to think, well, we don't have those plates yet. We don't have time to get those plates yet because we need to get Monday's episode out first. But they're going to kind of be positioned like this. So try and do this style of animation the best you can, given what you have. And it was so hard to do. And it really comes down to excellent communication and. A lot of work and a lot of planning things ahead of time,
What
which
do you think,
we're not
like,
the best at. But
your favorite moment of animation was in the series?
favorite moment of animation,
Yeah. I'd say the middle finger's mine.
the middle finger's yours.
Yeah.
I know.
I think it's punch him in the goddamn throat. Emily's little stomp
Yeah.
on
Oh,
punch him
yeah.
was just my favorite. Which you did the mocap for that,
Yes,
which
I
makes
did.
it a little weird when you think about it.
little
Dainty
bit.
Chris Dyke.
But my favorite moment was, and I'll explain the alternate version of it later, but Lopez's moment in the final fight
Oh, with the head.
with his headless
From last
body
week,
clocking
right.
up the
Yeah.
dude,
Right.
and the initial version where
Oh,
he
Christ.
punched his head and the head did a 180.
Yeah,
and
the space
stayed
pirate's
there.
head like twisted around like broken neck, and I saw it.
Yeah.
I was like, Chris, we need to tone this down a little bit.
Lopez straight up brutally murdered a guy with his fist.
And before we leave animation, huge shout out to Christopher Peterson, who's not here
Yes.
right now. But that guy did we asked the impossible. Everybody that worked on this season was asked to do the impossible at one point in time, and they somehow managed to do it.
we
He
had-
was one of those people.
We had 2 animators, and we also had Caesar. Who
And
was
Caesar,
our
yeah,
modeler.
Yeah.
yeah, build the sets.
Cesar.
But yeah, Christopher Peterson did the whole freelancer versus freelancer fight for 18, and he did it in an absurdly short amount of time. And I think it looked great, everything considered. Man, it was
Fantastic.
it was sexy.
It was awesome. Yeah.
But music, holy shit, man! I had the pleasure of getting to go up to Washington to hang out with Nico and write up some of the themes and come up with songs for certain moments and stuff. And it was so much fun. It was so much fun taking, because to me, Red vs. Blue is always going to be Trocadero. I love Jeff Williams stuff.
Absolutely,
Like, it's
yeah.
just awesome, epic
Yeah.
face melting.
Yeah.
Yeah!
Very
But there's just something about
very
the Blood
different
Gulch Blues,
feel.
man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think like this season in particular and last season have a very like seasons 1 to 5 feel, which is just Trocadero all the way.
Yeah, dude, I love them, and it's the same thing too. We did the music for I think the last 4 episodes in like 2 days
Wow.
or something. It was me and him on the phone, and And I apologize to Nico for making you do the impossible as well.
Well, actually, I was
thank
going to
you for
mention, like, should we go through like what a normal week is for us during production? Because
We
it
can
starts-
try.
yeah.
It changed a lot. What would you consider?
I
like,
mean,
a
we come
normal
in
week?
Monday and we're like, here we go again. And
Well, I didn't die yet, so I guess I have to go to work.
it
No, I'm
really
just kidding. I'm
depends. It
just
really
kidding.
depends if we're in crunch yet because we don't have a day off during crunch. But
Yeah.
we'll start off on Monday. We have our meeting where Matt asks like where we're at, what's coming out next,
Right.
And that kind of sets the tone for the week. And we'll start out with, let's say we're starting on a brand new episode.
Sure.
We'll split up the scenes between you and myself.
Yeah,
and
we
we'll
have
be
two
like,
machinima
okay,
stations.
you're going to do machinima for pages like for these 3 scenes. I'm
Right.
going to do for those other 3 scenes, and we'll start from there. Sometimes it's like, oh, we need to get pickups, so we'll schedule people in the booth. Sometimes it'll be okay. We need to figure out these animation sequences first, so the animators can get started. Then we can go back and do machinima. That's Monday.
Yeah, that's Monday.
Just Monday.
And then it goes until we die.
Yeah. Tuesday starts out like, how am I going to shoot this scene? I don't know how to shoot this scene. I guess I could try a shot list.
The
That
one
might
thing,
work,
yeah, it's funny. Sometimes you definitely like for the dramatic scenes. I made a joke in the commentary on the DVD that whenever we have a dramatic scene at the New Republic headquarters, just put them near the lake.
Yeah.
Lake is where you have dramatic talk.
Cause push
And you
someone in.
need it's so hard to get emotion across. So it all comes down to the camera work. I'd also laugh at we have an insane amount of close zoom in shots on characters in episode 17.
yeah.
I was looking back on it, it's like probably could have done something different there, but at the time it was like we need emotion. Fucking slow zoom the shit out of it.
Yeah.
It was a little silly in hindsight, but it's you have so little to work with.
Just
in
play the
terms of-
music from Mad World.
Oh yeah. There you go.
around me. Could you imagine Caboose? Familiar places. Or him. Let's just get Joel to
Singing
sing it. All around me. It's just him shouting incoherently.
I want him
into a
to whisper
microphone
sing it.
until it breaks.
That'd be
Or it's
beautiful.
just Smith looking at Caboose longingly.
My captain.
He's always
My
chasing
captain.
after perfection, which is Caboose. Yeah.
So what other questions do we have?
I had one.
Yeah.
It went away.
Oh no.
Oh, will season 12 be the end of this arc with season 13 starting something new, or will season 13 continue this arc?
Well, we'll have to wait to find out. We have our finale coming up soon. It could be a horrible cliffhanger that I know everyone loves. Everybody loves cliffhangers.
Absolutely,
Every time I
yeah.
see comments
Fan
with a
favorite.
cliffhanger, they're like, give me more cliffhangers, man. So we try. We try to give you as many cliffhangers as you, the audience, wants. Or maybe it could be the end of the arc. We'll have to see. We'll have to stay tuned to find out. Sponsors at 5 and public at 7:30.
No, it's 7.
Public at 7.
And
Public
then
at 7.
podcast is at
You think
7.
I'd know
Yeah.
at this point? Nah.
And
Buy
it's
those
okay.
sponsorships.
Yeah.
Exactly. There's a lot of people who funded with Laser Team who are getting their 3-month sponsorship trial.
Ooh, welcome.
Who will get to watch Red vs. Blue
Hello.
in just 42 minutes.
Jesus.
Wow.
That's
Nice.
nuts.
So, do it.
Do it.
They'll get to watch the new episode. They'll get to watch the podcast. They'll get to see all that brilliant content that I get to make for sponsors.
Sponsor
every
play.
week.
Absolutely.
Quality content.
The best
This week
play
is
there
Cards
is.
Against Humanity.
Oh, yeah?
So that'll be fun. Yeah.
Jesus.
Oh, do we have a last person for that?
Not yet,
Okay.
but
good.
almost.
It'll be
Okay.
good.
Yeah.
It'll be good. Tune in. Was it difficult moving Tucker into a leading role in the series?
Yes, I mean it's difficult taking any of these Blood Gulch characters and trying to make them a serious character. Because with RVB, you can really only do serious-ish. I would say. We wanted to go back to just straight up comedy with season 11, but I think everything after season 6, I think season 6 changed that. I think people now they need a mystery, they need a little bit of drama. At least it seems that way from the comments for season 11,
Right.
up until the end. But I mean, yeah, it's difficult. Like I said, taking any of these characters, and making them more serious. But I think it made the most sense with Tucker. We saw him step up in season 7, and then given the soldiers that Agent Wash was left with, I mean, there's only a few that you could take. Could you imagine Sarge being like a really, really serious? Like he's had his moments, like he has his speeches and stuff.
Yeah.
But I don't think I could see Sarge or like Caboose taking up the mantle of leadership. Griffin Simmons a little bit.
Hold on. Caboose was team leader in
You're
season
right.
11.
You're
Yeah.
right. You're
True.
absolutely right. I
Yeah.
misspoke. So yeah, it's difficult trying to find a balance. It's really hard not slipping into melodrama, and that's something that I was worried with with scenes in season 11 too, when Wash talks to Tucker about what it's like for him as a leader. I was really worried that people would be like, corny. Which, I mean, it is to an extent.
We
but-
joke about like not doing storyboards, but the times that we do storyboards, we actually, it's for those serious scenes because you have to be really careful about your camera angles and when you use the zoom in, when you don't, or else it's going to come off as soap opera.
Yeah, soap opera, which is it's. I'm always terrified that there'll be like we go too far with something. So yeah, it was difficult, but I think Tucker had the easiest transition into being a leader after being handed the torch, so to say, from
Handed
Wash
the
in season
sword.
11. Speaking of watching your shots, I remember you did a really good job on the scene between Kimball and Felix in episode something teen.
Yeah.
Where essentially he's
Somewhere
like,
in there.
Yeah.
he's like, hey, you should go to the Capitol. That scene. You did a great job with it. There was one big note that I had to give you though at the start of that scene. It started off with Felix walking up to her, and Halo 4 has a thing where you can't move without raising the gun, which normally we can. I'm shocked to say that most of the time I don't really notice it that much anymore.
Yeah, we cheat it.
Yeah, we cheated a lot, and then also just when people move, it's now just become. It's just I've just accepted it. I remember when we first started doing 11 and we had to work in 4, and I saw that animation. I was like, oh, RVB's ruined.
It's
But
one
I
of those
think
things
you've gotten
where
used to it.
Yeah, it's one of those things where since all the characters do it,
It seems
it's
okay.
universal.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not breaking.
But this was like the episode, like 1 or 2 episodes after the Felix reveal.
Right.
And it was Felix walking up to Kimball, which would have looked good, but because he was raising the gun, it just straight up looked like he was going to murder her and dump her ass in the river. So I was like, we need to shoot around this
Again with the
walk.
river.
So that was,
Yeah.
that was fun.
Another dramatic scene at the lake.
Send him to the lake. Go to Lake Kimball.
That should have been a deleted scene, just a bunch of dramatic things taking place
We
at the
have
lake.
a deleted scene that you'll see if you get the disc this year that I wanted to put it in so bad, but we had to cut it for timing reasons. Oh my Christ, I think it's my favorite deleted scene that we've ever done.
Are you allowed to divulge what it is?
So in the show, in the version that's out, we see Dr. Gray interrogate the space pirate at the force base.
Yeah.
In this deleted scene, we see other Blood Gulch members doing their best to interrogate him. And I think Lopez was probably my favorite out of all of them.
Oh my god.
Yeah, definitely. Might as well do a shameless plug. You can totally pre-order RVB Season 12 right now at the store if you'd like. It comes out November 14th.
That's when it comes out.
Yeah,
Okay.
it would be really cool if you guys did that.
Is this on both versions, or
Yeah.
is this okay?
Yeah, there's definitely check to see which version you get. The Blu-ray
Has
I mean,
the
more.
Blu-ray
Blu-ray-
has some more exclusive content, some more live action behind the
and
scene
it looks
packages,
so pretty.
and it does look really nice on
pretty.
Blu-ray.
I mean, we had watched the DVD and Blu-ray so many times.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
But yeah, Blu-ray's got some really nice exclusives if you can pick that one up. But both discs crammed full of stuff. We seriously had a problem where we almost couldn't fit everything onto the DVD format. Like it all fit
Yeah.
on Blu-ray, but Brandon was pulling his hair out like, we made too much shit, you guys.
Yeah.
So
It's
that
just
was
too
fun.
good.
2 hours and 40 minutes.
Something like that. It's a
Wow.
long movie, dude. I think it's
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't remember. It's really long.
Making a
Yeah.
15-minute episode
Found out
every week.
last-
Peter Jackson,
Hey,
look
we
out.
only did it twice, and
Yeah.
it was on accident. I didn't expect those episodes to be so long. Yeah, 18
It's
apparently is the third longest running episode in the series of the show.
Oh, wow.
So that's
How
cool.
long is it?
It's 15 minutes and 5 seconds, I think.
That's like
Really?
3 typical Red vs.
Yeah,
Blue
it was
episodes.
Yeah.
wild. Lots of fighty stuff.
Dang.
Yeah.
From a writer standpoint, do you make the storyline to the end, then focus on details, or do you make it one scene at a time?
Well, you need to always start out, I think, with a treatment, kind of a roadmap of where you're going.
An outline. Yeah.
An outline, yeah. These are your main 3 acts. These are the points of conflict. Here's where we are at the beginning. Here's where we are at the end. Then I break it down. So Bernie writes it as one big movie. I write it by episode. It helps me kind of compartmentalize it down a little bit.
Right,
And it
yeah.
also goes with. They say that a movie obviously needs to have a 3-act structure, but every scene should have a 3-act structure as well. It needs to
Every
have a
episode,
purpose. It
every
needs to have
scene,
everything.
yeah.
So it makes sense, even if you're writing a big movie, I think it's okay to break it down episodically like that because you're going to have the same rising action, conflict, and resolution. I don't know. I guess, yeah, have a roadmap and then, take it however you want.
You're
Everybody's
saying you do
different.
option 1, I think it was,
I-
right?
yeah,
Where
I
where
kinda
you
forgot the
have
question.
your
I'm gonna be
outline,
honest.
and then
I
you
don't know
go
where I
back
am.
and do the details. Yeah.
Yeah, get the general idea out there, and then you can go back and add the dick jokes. Pretty much how it goes, I think.
This question makes me laugh.
What's the question?
RVB is supposed to be a comedy, so why do I end up crying sometimes?
Because
You don't go to
Because of
therapy?
the feels.
because of
All
the
the
feels, I
feels,
guess.
yeah.
I don't know. It's funny, man. It's. I think it's nice to have a show that is primarily a comedy because then it makes those moments of drama really stand out, and I think it makes them more impactful. So I think that's cool. I don't know. It was like kind of like Breaking Bad started off a little. I wouldn't necessarily say lighthearted, but there's a lot more laughs towards the beginning of Breaking Bad than there are towards the end. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
Shannon's over there, by the way.
Shannon.
In case you
we have
can't
a
see
few
him in
people
the
here
dirt.
that we'll switch out in a few
there.
minutes here, like 5 more minutes. Yeah.
I couldn't see it. It's dark. Have you ever had the urge, as an
Yes.
RVB fan, to bring back a dead character that you loved or wanted to see again?
I'd love to bring back Captain Butch Flowers. Jesus Christ, I love that man. That man's my favorite character in the entire series. What about you? Would you guys bring back a character if you could?
York.
Oh yeah.
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 Tumblr loves you now.
Yep.
Is Wyoming dead?
Yes.
I'd like to
Doesn't
see
Tex
him-
kill him?
I think so.
I think so too.
Yeah.
Or
it's-
no, doesn't Tucker stab him at the end of Blood Gulch
Oh
Chronicles?
yeah. Tucker
is
got
that-
it. See, Tucker was being a badass back in the Blood Gulch
Yeah,
Chronicles too.
I'd like to see Wyoming brought back just because of his epic stash of for anything
yeah.
else.
I would bring back Sister.
Dude,
Oh,
hey,
yeah,
she's not
sister.
confirmed dead. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't they say that the ship killed her?
The ship killed her.
like-
Lopez said he killed
Lopez
her.
said
Lopez
she killed
claims
her.
that he killed her.
Then Griff
then-
said he doesn't believe it unless he produces a corpse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She once fell underneath the ice for 2 hours. Not only was she alive, she was pregnant.
So once you can explain that to me, then I'll believe you.
Yeah.
What about you, Josh?
Yeah.
York. Yeah.
York? All right.
Well, I see how it is.
You Yorkalina fans?
I'm the only one with Sister Kate.
I'm a fan of York.
Yeah. You would, yeah. You always like the Han Solo type.
Yeah.
I get that.
Pretty much, yeah.
That's nice.
What was the inspiration for Felix? Question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark.
Well,
Felix.
here's how it went. Miles was like, how do I write myself into the show?
It's funny. I wasn't planning to be Felix. Matt suggested that I do it. I thought I
Yeah.
needed someone older and more gruff sounding.
Like you actually auditioned for it and sent
then-
it to Matt.
And I
Matt
was like, "Does this
works."
work?" And he was like, "Yeah, do it." So Locust and Felix were originally going to be the main antagonists for season 11. They both had gray and green armor, and they were going to show up simultaneneously. Like the idea was that they were just the yin and the yang, whatever you call it.
Shout
Yin-
out.
I've heard yang, and then I was like, I've heard.
No.
Well, I always say yin and yang, but in like some movies,
Yeah.
someone said yin and yang, and I was like, oh, shit, have I been saying
Was
it wrong
that
forever?
The Last
I found out-
Airbender?
No. I found out I say things wrong all the time. Like I say Lakitu, but you guys call him Lakitu.
Lakitu.
It's
I
Lakitu.
also-
I don't even know if
No,
that's
you
what
say
is.
it right.
Lakitu.
Lakitu,
It is Lakitu.
yeah.
Who says Lakitu?
Like everybody over
And
the
why
parlor,
haven't they
like
been burned
Patrick
with
and everybody
fire?
else that gave me shit. I will say though, I said Steve Buscemi for the longest time. I don't know why. It sounds nice too,
Okay.
Mr. Buscemi. What the fuck was? Oh yeah. So originally they were both going to show up and be the main bad guys for 11, but then once it was like, because 11 we started producing episodes for 11 before we had actually 100% finished the storyline, because that was a crazy, like Ruby was just getting started. That was a crazy year.
Yeah. That's
So we
how
had an
production goes.
Yeah, we had an idea of where we
Yeah.
wanted to be at the end, but we weren't 100% sure what the actual conflict was when we started writing it. But when we figured out the feds and the news and all that stuff, that's when I realized, oh shit, we should split these guys up. There should be one on each side, and it was just a really fun misdirection.
You actually
And-
had that revelation when you talked it over with Brandon and Chris, right?
Oh yeah, how do we what's the storyline? They were
Yeah.
like, yeah, we tossed around a bunch of ideas, and one of the ideas that they came up with was, what if we put them in a real war? And that was just like, I took that and ran with it. I thought it was a great idea. What's funny is, this just reminded me, when I was explaining, because like I said, we started writing, and then once I figured how this chorus arc was going to go, I had to call Matt and Bernie in and explain it to them and get it approved. So I came up with the New Republic and the Federal Army of Chorus specifically for the pun Fed versus New.
I love
Like
it.
I
Then you
knew the
made
idea,
this
but I
year.
sat there thinking, I have to have a name that rhymes with red and blue. And when I was explaining the whole thing to him, like we were in the conference room, I was like drawing whiteboard shit, like, okay, so then Locust, he's really this guy and this, and there's a third faction that isn't even this, and blah, blah, blah. And I go, and here's the best part. Federal Army of Chorus, New Republic, more like Fed versus New. And they just kind of stared and they go, yeah, I think this will work. And I just remember being like, that wasn't the reaction I was going for. So,
Especially there with like your jazz hands.
yeah, I was like, well, what do you think?
That's
I
a lot.
appreciated it.
That's a lot of Matt's reactions. You're telling him something, he's like, "Yeah, that sounds cool," and you're like, "Awesome,
Cool. All right, great. Thanks for not firing me today.
yeah."
So it's
every
next
day.
year.
But yeah, we have a few voice actors and actresses off stage. Would you guys, Josh, Chris, mind switching out for a little bit? We can have you back on in just a minute. We have Shannon McCormick and Aaron. Did you want to come on too, or are you hanging out on the wings? All right, Aaron, Zach, come on up. Come on down.
You're the next contestant on the stream.
Just for this.
Yay.
There's
Welcome,
a
guys. Thank you for
little
joining
mic
us.
right there.
Thank you.
And
Yeah, you
get
can
this
just clip that on you.
Very nice.
How you guys doing?
Good.
Yeah. Good to see you,
Yeah.
buddy. Man, Wash, you got your ass kicked last episode.
Yeah. A lot
Him
of peop-
and Tucker.
Yeah, it's a tradition now.
Apparently
it's
it
like
is.
towards the end of the season.
Episode 18 is
everybody washes continuance as a living being is called into question.
We should have just called.
That was the most convoluted way of saying is Wash dead?
We talked about this on a commentary thing that we did a few minutes ago for something else. About when you read the scripts for season 11 for the first time when you got to the end of episode 18.
Yeah, well, so I was at my job and I read the scripts and I was like coming in like in a couple days to record like the last 6 episodes of season 11 or whatever, and I got done reading the whole season. I had to text you and just be, is Wash dead? I had no idea. It was not clear on the page.
There was like 16 question marks in that text message too. It was great.
I still have it on my phone somewhere. Yeah, and then you were like, no, or is he? my son is 11, and that's his favorite go-to comedy bit now is to say, or is it?
Oh my god, your son's gonna be a great writer one day.
Yeah, exactly.
Such a troll.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. So what was it like? I guess being away for half of a season. Like, was it weird? Like, I don't know. It was really scary as a writer to go into the season not having the entire like full cast of RVB characters. Like, did you miss getting to be Wash like every day?
It just meant that I didn't start watching the season from episode 1. I just waited a while
Just waited and
get
just
caught up because I was like, I'm not in for a while, so I'll
Netflixed
just
it.
got it. Yeah, it's weird though because when at the beginning of the season, you're usually recording like several months in advance,
Right.
or so I think I had recorded episode 8, or is that when
Yeah,
Wash
I
comes
think
back in the
8. Yeah,
season?
8 shows up. He's at very end of 8.
Yeah, so I'd already recorded some episodes before the season went live, so it didn't really feel like I'd missed anything. It was just I had to wait a while to troll the fans.
You do that.
gone
You
forever.
do
I know.
that so much.
I don't even really mean to. It's a weird thing. Like, it's not, I don't know. It's a weird thing.
No,
Like,
you should keep doing it.
no,
Absolutely.
I'm planning on it, but it's like, I don't
troll harder.
troll harder.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not trying to be mean. I'm not trying to rub people's faces in it.
I think you should take advantage of it.
Aaron, what was it like for you going into RVB?
It was different. It was fun. I went from this really chill, kind of mellow character to this psycho, and it was
Did
awesome.
we mention who Aaron plays already on the stream? For those who don't know?
Yeah, if you don't know, Aaron Zach is the voice of Dr. Emily Gray, and Shannon is Lopez 2.0.
Yes, exactly. Fan favorite.
That's
Lopez
true, actually.
2.0.
Someone called him
I
Agent
love
Ozpin.
2.0.
He was so innocent, so naive.
2.0 I think was my favorite new character until Emily Gray. I don't know though, but I also like Jensen. I like a lot of the new characters.
I like a
gonna
lot
say.
of this year's got a lot of great
Lot of
new
girls.
characters.
a lot
I
of
think
fun.
you're a little biased.
Again, it was a thing where I wrote the character first, and then Aaron.
Just
I don't know
kidding.
what this means, but I guess I consider you to be the most psychotic person that auditioned. So there you go.
Thanks. I appreciate it, Dee.
Don't stab
So
me in the
where are you
night.
sleeping tonight?
Kyle, what's up?
Actually, there was a question in the chat. Who's everyone's favorite new character this season?
Dr. Gray.
Probably Dr. Gray for me.
I
think.
like Gray a lot. I like Jensen because Jensen's is pretty adorable.
I like your version of Jensen.
Oh yeah.
It's great.
Have I don't think I've heard it.
You have to get a saliva going.
So I was talking with Barbara that because I do a SARS impression, I should probably also do a Jensen impression too.
Oh, it's so
pretty
good.
good.
It's pretty
That's
good.
pretty good.
You sound so good when you do that.
It's just, I mean, I'm not as good as Barbara.
So it was based off a character that you used to do
Twas.
named Jackie Mittens,
Twas. Yep.
which is the best name.
Jackie Mittens.
Yeah, don't ask me why Mittens.
That's an amazing name.
Yeah.
You
It's a
have
great
to-
name to say with that voice too.
Jackie Mittens.
I think you need to give that name to Jordan and Lindsay
I should.
for their project.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
That
When
would
you
be
auditioned for Jensen, you came in with your retainer that you used to wear when
I
you
did.
the Mittens voice.
My retainer that no longer fits.
Yeah.
Yes.
You did the line, and your first line was like. And I was like, okay, now can we try with the retainer out? Thank you.
I know there's a lot of lines you tell me like, all right, a little less on the slur, please.
Yeah.
So were you slurring on purpose in addition to having your retainer in?
Yeah,
Or were
I-
you just trying to talk normally with a retainer that didn't fit you in? Because I think like you were
Yeah.
taking it 2 steps. You should have only taken it 1 step.
I was going a little bit above and beyond. I think.
like into incomprehensible. It sounds
Exactly,
like.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
It's always better to go up and then be told to tone it down.
We had to like
Rein it
take a
in.
bucket into the recording booth and just bucket out all the
Yeah.
water.
I
that was
actually
in-
have to bring a drink with me when I do Jensen.
That's true,
Because
yeah.
she has to be very saliva.
It just happened to me. I tried to start it and was like, "Oh, I'm not wet enough to do that." Did I just say that?
Step 1, get
Shannon
wet.
wasn't wet yet.
Hello, internet.
Does this
What a-
not do it for you?
Hello, how are you, internet?
Jensen.
Do you have a favorite new character that gets you wet?
Well, I was gonna say Jensen, but I don't want implications to happen.
It's implied.
I was-
The implication.
Implication.
I would have to say Jensen, just because my favorite moment in the season was when you're in production. Sometimes somebody is listening to a part of the episode over and over again over their speakers.
If you say the thing from episode 1, I'm going to kill you.
Episode 1?
Never mind. Don't worry about it.
And what ends up happening is that you'll hear the same line over and over again. So I ended up hearing Jensen say, "Wait, but Felix," just over and over and over again. So eventually, to not go insane, you kind of have fun with it. And so every time Miles would do
Oh,
the scene, it would be
Christ.
like, "Wait, but Felix," and he'd pause it. And right when he paused it, I would yell something like, "I'm pregnant," like, or "Wait, but Felix," what about me, or
You were the
something. like,
worst.
the most inappropriate things that I shouldn't go into.
It's funny that you mentioned that because you have to rewatch certain sections
Yeah.
over and over again. Episode 6, when Griff accuses Bitters of stealing his Little Debbie cream pie. Caboose has a bit where he talks about the tank and how he misconstrues the conversation and talks about how it was the tank's fault, not him.
Yeah.
But of course, in typical Caboose fashion, he doesn't just say his line; he makes a sound,
Yeah.
just a Joel sound, and then that's it.
Yeah.
No, we didn't know it was the
Okay.
tank. We heard that so many times. If you were to ask Josh, he would just he goes yeah, we did a call out of that. That was a thing.
I would
are
also
so
have to say
lonely.
Palomo.
Palomo's my new favorite
Palomo,
character.
I
for
love
the one
Palomo.
line. For the one line, we already did it, right? Where he's talking about the Marvel movie.
Yeah, the Avengers.
Yeah.
Comic book Hawkeye or movie Hawkeye? Movie Hawkeye. You fucked yourself.
Exactly.
We wanted to do an animation where he comes in and he like points
Yeah.
to
And he gets his finger, like you see it like bend a little bit,
Yeah.
and
But
his head
the
goes
gun
back.
thing worked really well.
That
I
was
think,
fun to
after-
shoot,
Yeah,
yeah.
that was a really good scene.
I think Palomo is my favorite.
Yeah?
Just because of his little quips like that.
It's so
So
carry.
adorable.
Yeah, Palomo. The idea with Palomo, because all the lieutenants in the private are similar to the Reds and Blues
Right.
that they report to, but they're not identical. Like Jensen, yeah, she's smart and nerdy, but the other thing that we wanted to make her was she's also just super clumsy. Like in that same episode, even though she repairs cars, can't drive them worth a shit. Like anything
She
you
runs
give her,
the
she will
mongoose into a wall.
Yeah, she'll
Yeah.
fuck it up. And then Smith
She
just
spent more
incredibly
time in the
loyal.
library, okay?
And then Bitters. The thing with Bitters that I don't think I did a good enough job getting it across in the scripts was that I didn't want him to be lazy. He just lacks respect for people. I refer to him as he's the rebel without a cause that also just happens to be a rebel. But then with Palomo, the goal was just to make him the most annoying person you've ever met in your entire life that can't take social cues, just won't take a hint, and is just always there just saying just the wrong thing at the wrong time.
That actually led to a funny moment, and I've mentioned this on the DVD of when, like, Miles handed me a script for a scene, and in the scene, Tucker goes, "I fucking hate you, Palomo." And the way Miles had envisioned it was Tucker says that under his breath kind of a way.
Yeah, it was like,
but I didn't.
I fucking hate you.
Well, instead of doing it that way, I just decided to have Tucker say it directly to him. It was one of the earlier episodes, I think.
It's episode 4.
Episode 4, yeah. He just goes, I fucking hate you, Paloma.
I saw
Just
that
like
and I just lost it. I hadn't even considered that, and
Yeah.
it was fun. That was fun. Tucker's loathing for Palomo is, I think, one of my favorite things from season 12.
Someone wants to know if that was Aaron singing during Dr. Gray interrogation, and if so, how did the singing come up?
It was, and essentially, originally the idea for that scene was the Doctor would be listening to classical music, but once Aaron was cast as the role, I know that she has a background of doing opera and stuff. What was your background in singing?
I was a musical theater major. I don't know. I've just always sang since I was itty bitty little baby child.
So you've done opera before,
Itty bitty.
and so yeah, you sang Carmen.
Yeah,
and
Habanera.
Habanera, yeah, and I was trying to decide between the very beginning of it, which everybody knows that da 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 da, but I ended up going with the end of the song just because of the great finale at the end, and that was I think that was the moment when a lot of people latched onto Grey. It was fun to do. Yeah, another one of the reasons I love Dr. Grey is just because she's goddamn insane.
It's pretty awesome.
She's scary. She's scary. I love her, and I'm afraid of her at the same time. So I think that's a great
Just
balance.
like Aaron.
Yeah, precisely. Don't kill me. Do you have any other questions?
Still looking.
Still looking? Holy shit.
A lot of people are
20 minutes.
complimenting Shannon's red pants.
I have red pants
And yellow shoes.
and
Your
yellow shoes.
primary man
Well, it was
today.
crazy. I didn't plan on this, but Miles asked me earlier today if I wore red and blue on purpose.
Oh, it's true.
my goodness.
So yes,
Just own it, Shannon.
yes, fine, yes,
The shirt looks considerably greener.
yeah. It really pops.
It's
on
better
the-
than
He does.
a crew that's just in black and gray and, nice depression gray.
Exactly.
Dude,
I was
oh my god.
Slimming.
So one of the things, every crunch, we have videos that help get us through it.
Oh, which
Bubble
one are you-
Butts.
Bubble Butt?
Bubble Butts, the Pendulum remix of Voodoo People.
That was another one.
that
That
was
just became our
edited
call
to,
sign where it's like the
that was
finger
edited
if you watch
to a
it,
music
yeah.
video that had Putin in it and the Russians creating funky dance shoes.
Yeah.
That got us through.
Atomic powered funky dance shoes.
Yes.
Yeah.
That
Fast and the
one
Furious
guy-
got us through it. And then
There was one
Bob motherfucking Ross.
Bob Ross.
Holy shit, we watched so much Bob Ross this season because we did the Bob Ross recap. Like Blaine one night was like, "Hey," like it was seriously just he walked up and he goes, "Hey, would you mind doing a Bob Ross recap in an hour?" And I was like, "I would love to do that because I was
waiting your
exhausted.
whole life.
I love Bob Ross,
Yeah.
and I was exhausted, and I just needed to
great.
get away from my computer. So he went to go get a costume, and I just watched some episodes of Bob Ross and found the YouTube channel that just has episodes on.
Oh my God.
Watched it, did the recap, and then afterwards, one of my monitors was always dedicated to 24-hour Bob Ross feed. And Josh and I watched it. Everybody,
Happy little trees.
Yeah,
Just put a
everybody
happy
all
little
watched
tree.
it.
Just
And
put a
I
happy
just
tree
remember
in
one
there.
day,
Happy.
I was
weird.
watching and working at the same time, and I noticed that everybody that would pass by my desk would stop and start to watch.
It's mesmerizing. Come on.
It's totally mesmerizing.
When I got up from my computer to go grab lunch, I turned around and there were 5 people hanging out in the parlor. 2 of them were asleep, and they had just stopped to just watch.
Yeah.
The great thing about Bob Ross is like there's a point where you're like, this is never gonna work. He's not. It's just a bunch of sponge marks on a canvas. What is he doing? Oh my god, it's a tree.
He's just
and
making
I'm on
scrapes
it.
with this
That
thing.
phthalo blue.
Yep.
He's not even using a brush. This doesn't make sense.
Titanium white.
Yep.
It's wet canvas painting.
Yep.
Do recommend. Paint beautiful mountains, children. Do it.
Just a happy accident.
So
I was trying to
weird.
remember
we
another
were both-
paint color, like illusion
I remember
crimson or something.
I was like, alizarin crimson. was the
Alizarin,
word
there
you
we
were
go.
looking for.
Alizarin crimson.
It was
Yeah.
it was a Kyle,
Isn't crimson already?
I'm gonna need you to just go ahead and hand me that there red controller and shoot, we'll just take a few blues and let's just have some fun today. Let's just machinimate and have a good time. And we just spoke like that for like
Just have a good
Too
time.
long.
way too long.
I think
Way
there was
too
also
long.
an
Yeah.
evening where we tried to have The Wolf of Wall Street on in the background, and then it just evolved in us watching The Wolf
Yeah,
of
we
Wall
turned
Street.
it off. I remember the word was I go. Okay, after he bangs this chick, we gotta get back to work.
Yeah.
We turned it off because we couldn't focus. Couldn't focus at all.
It was too good.
It was too good.
We
man.
actually started doing the
It's Leo,
chants.
man.
Yeah, at the beginning.
Oh, sorry, microphone.
Sorry,
Sorry,
viewers at home.
Clayton.
Yeah.
Well, you hit your chest, right? Not the actual.
He did.
No,
he
I
also
slapped the
punched
shit out of that
mic.
microphone.
He also
Yeah.
punched the
So it's
mic.
like you punched the audience.
I did.
Yeah,
I
he did
knew.
right in the
Sorry.
ear hole.
Why do you
Well,
keep
you
hitting
knew what
people?
you were doing. And you deserved
You
it.
already punched him right in the feels, so there you go.
Good one.
Uh,
Someone would like to know
Yo.
how many lines in this season are improvised. guess it'd be-
There's
Oh,
always a
that'd be-
handful of them in every.
Handful. My proud one this year was the if it's not a car, it's a cliff, or if it's not a.
Yeah, we were
which-
trying to come up with what to say.
What to say, and you had something in there, and we kind of fooled around with it a little bit.
And it just it ended up
and I was like,
becoming-
and I was like, oh, I got this, and that's
not a
that's
car,
what
it's
it
a
became.
cliff.
It's not a car, it's a cliff.
And that was a lot of
that
fun.
was one, and that, but it's like one of those ones. It's not pure improv because we.
But it wasn't in the script. It was something that was just we worked together in the moment.
I wrote the words on the fly. Yes, but I think that was my only
That was a
real
good one.
hardcore one.
Well, a lot of them.
And then a lot of Sarge lines are just like
Yes.
Oh,
Matt just
Great Monopoly's top hat. Or,
Great
yeah.
Monopoly's Top Hat
Yeah.
was an awesome improv by Matt.
I was gonna say a lot of the miscellaneous soldiers they have improv.
Oh my
lines,
God.
Especially
Episode 8.
Yeah, when all the soldiers are trying to run and save their shit from the shit.
Yeah.
Was that improv? Or
That was
that
improv.
Yeah.
I went in there and I did like a hick voice and a bunch of other ones. In that episode, you can hear me going, "My blue eyes," if you listen hard enough.
Are you
I say
serious?
something
Yeah,
about
Blue Eyes Kid is a soldier
Yeah.
for the feds, apparently.
at the tail end. You can hear me yelling, "Oh God, last night was taco night." And
We have a
then
bunch of different cuts in the bloopers on the disc. Too.
Adam Ellis.
Adam
oh,
Ellis,
he
I
was so
died.
much fun to like have in the booth and just improv lines. There was one that we actually had to cut out where he's talking about.
He goes, "Come on, maggots! This is the day we have been training for. Our enemy is the poo-poo, the caca, the brown butt butter."
Wow.
Yeah.
And he got
in the
really
bloopers.
into it. Yeah, it was perfect.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
just. And I go. I'm not saying we're above poop jokes, but let's not use that one.
Here's the thing: is that Adam Ellis he has a great voice.
Does.
He's a little loud enough that when he's yelling in our sound booth, you can actually hear him outside of the
Yes.
sound booth.
Only a few people can do that.
Yeah.
Me, Joel, Matt, Adam. What's
White-
that?
Yeah.
You guys can hear everything?
You could hear everyone.
But no, I'm talking. We can hear them from the parlor.
Yeah.
Joel
What?
is the
I was gonna say-
the worst offender. Is every caboose line.
White Josh during the torture scene.
Yeah. That's
we
Josh
didn't-
Flanagan.
Yeah,
We refer
Josh
to him as White
Flanagan,
Josh.
sorry.
We have Josh and White Josh.
We actually we didn't
That's
tell
a
anybody
big
we were
deal.
doing the interrogation scene that day, and somebody was getting tortured.
Oh, yeah.
So all of a sudden, out of nowhere, people hear these yells and screams, and they're not sure why.
And
That
it was great. It was such a high pitched.
That was so much fun.
What
to
was the
direct.
direction you gave him?
Oh, I said, okay, at this moment you're being interrogated by Emily Gray, and you're just full of fear, and I just need you to scream for me. And he screams. I'm like, imagine she's coming at you with a chainsaw, and he screams louder, and I'm like, bigger chainsaw, and then he just goes for it. And
Bigger chainsaw
Yeah.
has got to be the best direction.
so that's
I've
the
ever
one where
heard
he's
in
just
my
going,
life.
ah! You know.
Yeah.
Sounds beautiful.
That was so much fun.
Sounds of
Shout out to
RVP.
White Josh.
Shout out to White Josh.
Yeah.
But not
Mr.
Flanagan.
Flanagan.
You're okay.
What's up, Josh?
What's up, Josh?
Have you guys ever argued during the making of an episode about what should they do in a certain scene?
I would never say argue. We've had creative differences, but most of the time we're able to explain to the other. Like, I envisioned one shot one way, and you're like, "Well, I think it should go this way because of this," and I was like, "Oh, yeah, that makes
Yeah.
sense." Let's
Or
do
it's
that.
like, you'll tell me, I was thinking like, hey Miles, I was thinking of doing it this way. He's like, no, we need to keep it this way so that it sets up something later on that maybe I haven't read yet, or it's in another episode.
Yeah, no. Surprisingly, I don't think. Can you guys think? I don't think we ever had like a big an argument over anything.
We never had
that.
like a table flipping. It was just like, it needs to be this way.
Yeah,
or
no,
something.
it's-
Yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah, no, nothing like that. We get along pretty well. Yay, friendship.
Sarge needs to say Monopoly's top hat here because.
Or I quit.
Yeah.
I don't know if we could answer this question. Someone wants to know why Locus is so obsessed with Washington.
It's a great question. There could be several different reasons, and I think there's enough of it in this season, as well as with the sponsored journal and stuff like that. You can draw some parallels. But it's something that we get into his character about in certain moments. I won't go too deep into it, but there are reasons. I think part of it too, without getting spoilery or anything, is out of all the people, out of all the Reds and Blues that appeared in season 11, Wash was obviously the only serious one to Locus. This is the only real threat.
Right.
And they have a lot of similarities, at least in,
Right.
in Locus's
head.
crazy brain. He sees a lot of himself in Wash, and I think it bothers him that Wash doesn't see what he sees, and that what Wash could be.
Why aren't you just like me?
Yeah,
Why aren't
he
you doing
doesn't
the
get it.
same
I
exact
don't
thing I am?
we're so similar on all these
There's
levels.
only
Again,
one-
in
yeah.
Locus's mind, they're very similar
There's
on
only
many different
one
levels.
clear conclusion to everything that we are, and it's what I've come up with.
It's like
something
when
that.
it's
Yeah.
like when you know the answer to something, but you can't think of it at that moment, you're just relentless in your search to be like, what the fuck was that actor's name? Like, I need to figure it out. Or if you know you're right and somebody's telling you that you're wrong, you have to prove them. Like, you have to show them, no, I am right. You shut the fuck up. And I think that's kind of what with Locust. He's like, you have to see what I see. And the fact that he doesn't and doesn't behave the way that he thinks that he should drives him fucking insane.
Yeah, well, what's great is like that frustration comes through in the last
18,
in 18 where he's like, I gotta
Locust-
tackle you.
yeah,
You know,
Locust
it's just
completely
like-
breaks
it's just like-
character.
he totally breaks character because Wash is right, and
Yeah.
he's calling him out on his crap, and it's like, and the fans picked up on that last week too. They were like, oh, Wash got under his skin so hard that he just dropped the act and just sucker punched him out of nowhere.
I pitched that scene to Matt and Bernie, and I told him it's Empire Strikes Back if Luke suddenly turned the tables on Vader or something at the end of it. Or, Luke is like, come to the dark side, and Washington's like, fuck your dark side, light side rules.
Right.
Yeah, that was a fun scene to do. When
scene.
it came to doing music with Nico, he was really stressed out because of our time constraints for that episode. And I tell him, I go, look, we only have one fight that we need to do music to, and then the rest is all conversation. So he took his song Dancing Bowl, and we arranged it so that it would work for the fight. And then he moves on in the episode, and he gets to the scene with Wash and Locust, and he goes, you lied to me. You told me that there were no more fights in this. What the fuck? We have to do another fight. And he's like, I go, no, don't think of it as a fight. It's just a conversation between two people that happen to be holding weapons. It's fine.
Did you say Dancing Bowl or Dancing
Bowl is the name of the.
I thought you meant like
Sorry,
Dancing
no.
Bowl.
I think it was a Native American chief that
Full of cereal.
was killed. It's a long story. But yeah, no, Dancing Bowl.
That's the next song.
Oh, also I saw this
Doing a
question.
cover.
People are asking, is there going to be a soundtrack with the season 11 and 12 music?
Yes.
If everything goes according to plan, yes, there will be. We're working with Nico right now to try and get it out, and we'll hopefully have it around the time DVDs come out too.
So I have a request.
What's up?
Which is at some point,
Dancing Bowl.
Dancing Bowl. No. At some point, I need to be in a series or a thing with Gray where he and I are not pitted against each other.
That's right.
It's like everything is somehow Gray and I are, and it transcends it transcends Rooster Teeth. We do a DC Universe thing where we're on opposite sides of the fence.
Obviously, the universe is just
teammates with Gray.
The universe is just trying to get you guys to kill each other. Ultimately, it's going to come down.
And then we're just going to make out for like.
Even if
meant
you're
to
on the
be.
same team, it's going to be that dynamic of where you fight all the time, but then it's okay.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
So we only have about 6 minutes left.
Jesus.
Should we let these
Yeah,
guys
would you
back?
guys
I'll
mind
talk
switching
to
out?
all 6 of them.
Okay, come
Oh
on
no,
back.
you're
Crew
coming
guys.
back?
Yeah, we got to let the crew back.
Thanks for coming on, guys. You guys did a great job.
Absolutely. Thank you, guys.
Thanks,
Don't
Shannon.
touch the mic, actually. Don't do that.
Come on down.
So we are 6 minutes away from the finale.
Any more
of
questions?
Season 12. Yes.
I was actually going to mention when you started talking about Nico again that part of our weekly routine is you actually get to music at the end of the week.
Yeah.
Like Friday, Saturday, and Sunday is when you would spend the bulk of your time on music with Nico.
A lot of iChat, a lot of Skype, a lot of phone calls.
Has
with
there ever
Nico.
been a time when you're like, I want this to sound like do do do?
That's literally what I did with almost all of episode 8.
Really?
Type it in.
No, I go, no, every time I'll
Do,
go,
do, do.
we'll be talking, and I go, I need you to get on Skype, or I need you to get on the phone, and I'll be like, it needs to be like, dum cha dum cha dum cha dum cha, or what was the one? I got really specific with the end of 8. It goes, ba 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 ba.
Can we have
And he's
real
like,
talk
"Alright."
for a minute?
That's
Yeah.
beautiful.
I've actually gone to Google and typed in, what's the song that goes do 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 do, and then after I hit enter, I just realized I'm a fucking idiot. Even before the page comes up, I'm like, this isn't gonna work. But then there's a bunch of search results where a bunch of people have asked the same thing. So I'm not the only idiot.
Usually, if you're looking for it, other people are too.
There's lots of stupid people out there, Kyle. You just happen to be one of them.
Yeah.
We both happen to be.
Very true.
Has the RVB team ever discussed a romantic storyline, and how would you go about incorporating romance into the series?
Well, clearly Jensen and Felix. Jensen's having Felix's baby.
I toyed with a few ideas this season, but ultimately scrapped them just because it didn't seem appropriate.
She's wet enough.
There's bigger issues that were going on, and I don't know. I feel like romance between Halo characters could be really difficult to do. I mean,
just like clink, clink,
yeah,
clink.
it's just the sound of like football pads rubbing together. I don't know. I think you'd have to be careful the way you did it, and I think if you did do it, it would have to be not like, it wouldn't be serious. I think it would be like
Caboose
I
and the
don't know.
Freckles rifle.
Yes, that's the love. I mean, honestly, if you're gonna do love in Red versus Blue, it'd have to be absurd, like Caboose in the tank. You know,
Yeah.
that worked.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That was
like
my
I
favorite
said, there
love
was
story.
like at one point I kind of thought about doing something this season, and then ultimately I was like, no, that's just no. So cut it. So probably not, but
I guess this is a question for all of you. Is there anything you wish you could have done different in this season? And if so, what would you change?
Why don't you start somewhere over here because I've been talking forever.
Josh?
I don't know.
All right.
Perfect
fair enough.
answer.
Yeah.
Nothing
Wish
you
I
would
could have gotten a use out of that animation I did that was talked about. Oh, maybe we'll put it in PSA. Maybe we'll put it on the bloopers on the DVD, but it never got
Oh, the
anywhere.
shark thing.
Yeah,
Oh
there's
yeah,
a,
you animated Locust getting eaten by a shark.
Well, no. So what it was is I've got Locust standing on the middle of an island, just kind of looking around, and then the shark comes out of nowhere and chomps him and pulls him under. And then a few seconds later, the shark comes out of the water again. Locust has saddled it and is riding it, holding a saw.
That's right.
And
Maybe
when did you
one day.
animate this?
I animated this like probably halfway through the season, just
Oh my
because
God.
I was waiting for my next assignment. I'm just like, I'm doing this.
What about you, Kyle?
If I could change one thing, that's actually hard to answer because I feel like we did a really good job with the season.
Yeah.
Maybe like scheduling so that we didn't have to go into
Yeah.
You guys
weekend
look
work
beautiful
mode.
by the end
Always
of
have
it.
it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just what happens with production.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
and you
Brad
can
said
plan it
everything.
perfectly, but then stuff changes. Schedules change
Yeah.
or like expectations change. Power goes out like it did today
Yeah.
randomly.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, the
it
entire
happens.
building went out.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah,
the
like,
first
Shit
time I've ever
happens.
seen that.
Shit happens.
Yeah.
Jordan
Yeah.
was in the bathroom and all of a sudden it was dark.
Yeah. Again, it comes down to I wish I could have been able to write faster. I guess.
Maybe if we didn't
last-
watch, The Wolf of Wall Street that one night, we
Yeah.
could.
Yeah, I wish I could have had more time to write the last. I think it's like 6 or 7 episodes. Spoiler alert! I don't think it's a big deal, but if I say it, but the last like 7 or so episodes, those are all just the first draft of the script. Like,
Wow.
We were so crunched for time, like we just had to get it out. So there was no like time to do revisions or anything. That was what we had to go with. And I wish I could. There's in the season that I wish I could retool where I'm like,
Yeah.
it's a
you
little
literally-
hokey, or like there's a potential baby plot hole here, but
Like you've literally gone from Ruby season 1, it was Ruby season 1, RVB 11, Ruby season 2, RVB 12. You
and
just
then,
don't stop.
Yeah, I haven't really had a break. So
Writing.
so yeah, I'm dying.
There's also the time when you took like, what was it, a week to
Yeah, I had to-
stay at home and write. And when you came back, you're just like, I'm sorry I left you guys. I'm never doing that
Yeah,
again.
I hated that. It sucks not
Yeah.
being around like during production. Yeah, I had to take off. I had to leave for a week just because it is impossible to write here because there's a million questions that pop up every single day.
Yeah.
and it's just like it's just not doable.
Yeah, just trying
So yeah,
to.
I wish I could have written. I could have written a little bit faster. I think towards the beginning, but learned a lot from mistakes, and we'll use that for the future. So
Absolutely.
yay, future.
So we have about a minute left.
Last
is there
words?
Anything you guys want to say about RVB season 12 or
Start down at the end.
anything?
It was fun.
It was fun.
Yeah, very fun.
You guys are just
Fill in that minute.
Yeah.
Oh man. I was gonna say hold on to your butts, but
well, you did.
yep.
Oh yeah, what could people expect from the finale?
That's really hard to say
stuff.
without spoiling
stuff,
it.
yeah.
Stuff.
Some stuff, some things.
Some big
Some
stuff,
credits and
little
then
stuff.
some stuff maybe after the credits that I think people should stick around and
Oh,
check
really?
out. Yeah.
So for time, we're challenging Peter Jackson, and for the end credits, we're challenging Marvel. Is there anybody else we can take on?
Let's see.
Well, he's already challenging Game of Thrones for like
Killing off characters. Okay.
and
Yeah.
like those cliffhangers.
Leave me alone.
Rest
I'm
in
not
peace.
George R. R. Martin.
Rip in peace.
I guess final words would be thank you to everybody that has watched the show and who supports us every week.
Thank you
who
for all the
leaves
comments.
Nice comments.
Yeah.
Nice comments are always good. To help us get us through it. And to everybody that worked on the show, everybody here, I think you should all be incredibly proud of what you guys did this season. Considering everything that was thrown at us and the amount of time that we had to work on it. And I'm really, really proud and really, really thankful that I've had the chance to work on this show. So thank you to Matt and Bernie. This is, in my mind, not just a great web series, but this is the web series. It's Red versus Blue. It predates YouTube. And to be given the opportunity
12
to work
seasons.
on it
Yeah.
has just been absolutely surreal.
Well,
so
you've done
thank
a
you
fantastic job,
thank
all
you to
of
them, and thank you to you all. And this is it. This is
Go
this is
the
the
episode.
finale.
Got about a minute. Yeah.
So in just a few moments, sponsors can check it out at 5 o'clock. Everybody else can check it out at 7:30. thank you for watching, and we really hope you enjoyed Red vs. Blue Season 12, and we'll see you next time.
Thank
Make
you.
sure you
guys.
pre-order DVD, Blu-ray.
You just had to
Yeah.
get it in.
I don't get my paycheck.
Capitalism.
I don't get my paycheck unless
Trump's
I do that.
touching
Yeah.
moment.
Yeah.
See you, everybody.
Bye.
We love you.